What's up, everybody? Bandit here, and this is episode number 11, The Door Beneath the Surface. What I thought was the bottom was actually a door. You know, people talk about hitting rock bottom. You know, what they don't talk about is that's where the door is, you know. 810 days in recovery. I've been sober about 800 of those days. I have 7 months sober today. Saturday, March 21st, 2026. That's cool. 7 months. And 720 days living in my car on this path, walking this path to a spiritual awakening and spiritual experience. You know, most people, you know, they live their life on the surface, you know. Wake up, go to work, smile, pretend, you know. Like a cork floating on water. I lived there too. Until life fucking pulled me under. You know. What am I going to talk about this episode? I don't know. I don't know if I really had to tell you what it's been like. Actually, it's not what I thought it was. You know, I thought I was rebuilding my life. You know, I thought I was fixing things, you know, thinking I was surviving. And what I didn't know, I was being pulled under even further, especially doing this work, you know. It's a trip. It's a trip, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, I'm under, you know, the water like a cork, and I come into recovery and I get some relief and the cork floats back up to the surface. And that's where generally most people like to congregate and hang out in the fellowship, you know. But there's more to the game, you know what I mean? You know, it talks about being rocketed into the fourth dimension. Well, you can't get there from the surface. You have to go deep, down to the abyss, you know, where your whole fucking life just implodes on you like a fucking can in the abyss, you know what I mean? Because the pressure's so fucking great and so tight that it just collapses. And what collapses? You know, your old identity. For me, it was my identity collapse, you know, collapse. Everything I thought I knew about myself and others and just the world, you know, just had to fucking collapse in on itself. And, you know, relationships falling apart. And that means across the board, you know what I mean? It's a tough thing to go through, you know, especially when you have abandonment issues and validation issues, all this shit. Most people have all of these problems, man. You know, and you know, just you know, lack of power is my dilemma. You know what I mean? Everybody, you know, for this person, you know, lack of power is my dilemma. And I am used to being under the illusion that I have some kind of power or some control over how I want life to be. And that is where my problem lies, you know. And I thought I was losing everything, and I was. But what I was losing was what wasn't real. You know, when you go down to the abyss and your world is collapsing in on you and you think that this is it, that's true. It has to be smashed. But in that complete defeat of everything you think you are, in that smashing, something magical happens. You don't swim your way back to the surface. You get lifted. And as you get lifted back to the surface, you realize that there is a power greater than you that's always ever present, that's always been there, that never leaves you. You know, that's when you know, and it takes it takes so much faith to get down to the bottom, because once you go so far down, there's no return. You must complete the mission, or it's for nothing. Anyway, 7 months sober. I don't know, man. That's all I got today, man. I thought I'd have more for you today, but I'm just so out of any ideas and plans and expectations. The only thing I can see on the horizon is 1 year of fucking continuous sobriety. And I know once I get there, I'm not gonna feel any different than I do today. There's no magical fucking moment. There's no fucking parting of the Red Sea. None of that shit, dude. It's just you and God, man. Nothing else matters, dude. I've been putting out some books. I got some books coming out. They're coming on the way. They're going to be coming this year. More on that. And yeah, it's episode 11. I committed to 12 episodes. And this is episode 11. And Jack S., my former sponsor who passed away a few weeks ago, was the one that kind of talked me into doing this. He suggested it. I didn't see any point in doing this, but I had some fear around it, so I did it anyway. And I don't know what's going on with this thing, but you know what? I'm honoring the commitment, and after this episode, I've got one more episode left to honor my commitment with Jack S. So I'm transforming right now. It's not been easy. This has been the hardest 7 months, because I'm just really doing the work and absolutely have been left with nothing to rely on other than a God of my understanding. Has it been worth it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Abso-motherfucking-lutely, it's been worth it. And that's what's going to push me through. I just have to endure this shit for another 6 months. And God willing, I'll be in a position to take you guys on a little trip. So I don't know. More on that later. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I don't have much today. I'm not a performance artist. I'm not into showbriety, as you guys well know. And I got nothing but love for you, man. You know, I realized the bottom wasn't the end, you know. It was the door. It was the door, baby. And as I walk this path, now I'm carrying a lantern so I can light up the path for others. And just let them know that there's more down the road, man. You know, what you seek is seeking you too. That's the good news. The bad news is, it ain't out here. You can go around this world as many times as you want. Go around the world and and still can't find your baby. You know what I'm saying? And you will never find it. What you seek is seeking you too. It's just not out here, man. The kingdom of heaven is within you. It's not outside you. And as I put these broken puzzle pieces of my life back together in this mosaic, I've been looking my whole life for this last puzzle piece, thinking I was going to find it. I've misplaced it somewhere. Until God let me know that I was the missing puzzle piece. No wonder I couldn't find it. There you are. There you are. All it is, man, is once you realize you are the missing puzzle piece to your life, all you gotta do is quit staring at the back of the cardboard and turn it around and pop that motherfucker in. Step back and take a look at your masterpiece. God is good, man. God is good. And I'm just living my truth out loud for the world to see, so that you guys can see this transformation of however it evolves to. I don't know, I may continue to honor this little daily, weekly little share here and just keep it going in memory of Jack. But I don't have to decide that this week. I can decide that next week. Anyway, episode 11, The Door Beneath the Surface. And yeah, God is good, man. All right, I want everybody to have a great week, great weekend. You want to reach out to me, angelheartbandit@gmail.com. Or you can find me on Instagram or TikTok. And yeah. Anyway, have a great day, have a great weekend, and much love to everybody. And I hope everybody finds what I have found. I am not perfect. I am not even there all the way yet, but wait till you see what God does. I love you guys. I'll see you. Bandit out.